Hey guys, today's video is going to be a bit different. I am at Trinity Lutheran School in Springfield, Illinois. I got a text from my 8th grade teacher and he wanted to upgrade Tiger News and he asked me for some suggestions. I decided to go with the Elgato Facecam Pro because it's pretty much plug and play. They were using the Blue Yeti microphone. I'll put a shot of it right now. It's a pretty budget microphone, let's say, but with the budget we have, I went with the Rode NTG4. It is an overhead microphone. We will be installing that today. And for our audio interface, I went with something simple where all the buttons are on software, so no like 5th grader is gonna just come in here and mess up all the dials. So I went with the Shure MV-X2U. Links to all of these will be in the description. We got a cheap, well, relatively cheap mic stand because you don't really need something too expensive for that. And we've got a Mac Mini over here. And that's going to be running OBS and that will run the entire show. Let's get into it. So this is being recorded on the regular Tiger News setup. And as I express myself and move around a little bit, you can kind of see the camera loses focus. That's because it is an iPod, as you can see from that point of view. And we're going to be upgrading this camera first, so we can see an immediate upgrade in the quality right now. Okay, so one interesting bit about this camera is it actually does shoot in 4K 60. Most webcams that you'll find online will only shoot 1080p 30 or maybe even 1080p 60. But this is the first 4K 60 webcam. We will not be using 4K 60. Tiger News is broadcasted in 1080p 30. But I have heard some pretty good things about it. Holy crap, this thing is a lot bigger than I thought it would be. That is one big webcam. All right, let's get it in. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention is we are upgrading this tripod. The tripod that's there right now is not great. I'll put up some B-roll of it, but this one should be a very good improvement for the stability of that camera. Okay, so this is the footage from the Facecam Pro. I think it looks a lot better than the iPod. It is definitely a bit wider, so I'm either gonna have to digitally zoom it in a bit, or we're just gonna have to move it a bit closer. Another thing with this camera, I can actually hear it focusing. So it does have like a physical thing that is auto-focusing on me right now. It's not just like a digital autofocus, it's real autofocus. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna upgrade is the microphone. I already went over this, but I chose the NTG4 just simply because it's way better than the USB one that they've got right now. So it does come in a nice case, comes with a windscreen, and a nice little mount. Perfect. So this is the microphone itself. I was expecting it to be just a little bit bigger, but it should still work. So I'm gonna get that installed right now. And of course, the audio interface that I went with was the Shure MV-X2U, just because it's simple. We are using XLR instead of USB, so we need this to translate it to USB so the computer can read it. Okay, so it is a lot smaller than I was expecting, but I guess that's the idea. If it gets the job done, I'm fine with it. So this one is also USB-C. This camera only came with a USB-C to USB-C cable. So if you're trying to replicate this, please keep that in mind because both of these are only USB-C. Okay, so with these, they sometimes come with a little adapter in them just for the other size. I'm just gonna use a key to get it out, if that works. Yep. And then you can just unthread these slowly but surely. You can unthread it. And eventually, you will get it out. Sometimes these can get really stuck in there. That's really annoying, but it happens. Especially if you're using cheap equipment and it's plastic on metal, that can happen a lot. So I'm gonna remove the Blue Yeti right now. I've run into an issue. Both the camera and the mic are both USB-C. We only have 2 USB-C ports. And I'm using a USB-C port to get output to that monitor there, which shows the newscasters what's going on the stream. That is really important because before that, what would happen would be this thing would be going, they would wouldn't hear anything, so there would be no cue other than the person doing the stream saying, "You're on." So it would cut from the intro, and then it would go, they'd just be sitting here. "You're on." Hey guys, welcome to Tiger News. It kind of ruins the whole energy with it. So that's why we need that. Right now, you are hearing me on my lav mic that is clipped to my chest. Now, you are hearing me on the mic that is right above me. This microphone is the Rode NTG4. I think it sounds a lot better than the one we were using previously. Just have a look at the comparison. This is being recorded on the Blue Yeti microphone with the iPod camera, and you can see it's losing focus on me quite a bit, which is a problem that the Elgato Facecam Pro should fix. This is a test of Tiger News with the new microphone plugged in. So right now, you can see that screen is working. That screen is working. And we have a mic and a new camera. I can also play the pledges.
I pledge allegiance.
And the audio will play on there so they know what's going on. You can play the intro. We can go live. And now, I didn't even realize that you could do this before, but the Stream Deck can actually reach over here. So you can control the whole stream as a newscaster. You don't even have to have anyone over there if you really don't want to. So that's an option for the future if people want to do that, because it's a lot easier when it's just 2 people doing it instead of like 4. Okay, so I had to lower this monitor a little bit. You see how this is like right in line with the camera here? I want it to look like they are looking at the audience. So it would make sense for the camera to be as close to that screen as possible. So lowering it made sense. The other one is still at the same height. I'm gonna go back there and show you. I actually had to tape the mic stand to it just so it wouldn't fall over. I also replaced the regular mount with a shock mount for this microphone here. And coming back here, you can see that I did tape down some cables there. Another thing that I did is I taped down the cable out here. I'm gonna turn on the lights real quick. So that cable, no one will trip over. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is it from behind. The wireless mouse was actually really helpful because I could just bring it around and control it from that screen. And other than a bit of maybe color correction here, because it does look a bit too white, I think this is ready to go. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention earlier is that I moved this power switch to turn on the lights. I moved it from sitting on the floor to sitting on that little shelf kind of thing there. So just keep that in mind if you're doing Tiger News, it is moved up here. Hey, I just wanted to say this is my first time making a video in this kind of style. I want to know if you guys like it. It was a bit rough around the edges, like I would kind of cut off at some points, but that will improve in the near future once I get better at making this kind of thing. So for now, it's going to be like that, but it will improve, I promise.